outside of your Wrestler of the Year picks, give me your top 3 wrestlers in Central Illinois.
In Central Illinois. Oh, goodness. Harker Dirge, Guy Smith, and Jackson Pride. I got to say Jackson because he's my champion. But
All right.
he's also a decent wrestler, too. Fat, but decent wrestler.
You got to give me more that than Jackson.
This is why you weren't nominated for anything.
Look, he's moving. He's like, this is a tough one.
That is a tough one, man.
Do you want to bounce off to it for a second? And I'll take over. I'll take it.
You don't need that much time to think about it, dude.
Oh,
He's just ready to go.
Jackson's been there with us from the beginning, and he's done a lot. He's just been our flagship bearer forever, it seems like.
Right.
And I think he just deserves his due. I mean, he just needs it for his ego on a pole.
I've never noticed Jackson had an ego before. He was one of the most humble, nicest guys I've ever met in my life.
Yeah, okay.
Anyways.
And, Harker Dirge speaks for himself.
Yeah, that's...
And, Guy Smith, he was Wrestler of the Year last year, and he's just the epitome of what wrestling, of learning.
Hey, and before I go to you, Justin, I think, obviously, Guy Smith deserved, I almost said gave, and I don't want to say that, he deserved the Wrestler of the Year because of his ring work and his character and who that character is and everything. I just think he was the best all-around wrestler in Central Illinois. A lot of people don't agree with that philosophy of giving that award to him for that reason. A lot of people think it should be based on titles and this and that. And do you guys feel that was right, or you feel it should be the titles?
No, titles. Granted, it's something you work for. It's
That's
something that you receive. No, not even a prop, because you got to be somebody to have a title. But you can still be, you can still be a good draw. You can still make a lot of money for the place without having a title. The Mississippi Madman is never scheduled for a match at New Midwest Wrestling, but he is the biggest draw there.
Right.
One of the biggest draws, I should say. Choose my words better. That guy, he is one of the most popular people there.
Anywhere he goes.
Yeah, exactly. But he's never scheduled for a match. He doesn't have any titles right now.
You say you don't always want to compare people to the national scene, but I always look at the Mississippi Madman as the Undertaker of Central Illinois. He doesn't need a title to get popular, or for the fans to like him.
Yeah, of course. Well, that's being an attraction.
Right.
That's what wrestling needs to be, and that's what a lot of people, a lot of the wrestlers around the area don't get, is that they're not being an attraction.
Right.
I could say off a few names that that if they actually added something to be an attraction, they would make a lot more money. Even the people, I'm not going to call anybody out right now, but names we've named already tonight.
Yeah. So who's your top 3?
I wouldn't go so far as top 3, but I'll give you 3 that stick out in my mind right now,
Okay.
because I don't want to play favorites or anything. Brett Gakia is one of them, because like I said, the Bloomington boys as a whole, they
Current NGW champion. I'm not going to say heavyweight.
Yeah.
Current,
Whether they put it on there or not, I'm not saying
but like I said, the Bloomington boys as a unit, they wrestle every time to get better.
Real quick, I don't mean to interrupt you. Did you watch the Phoenix Twins Zero Gravity match?
I haven't. I've watched I think MVs of it.
And honestly, if Crimey put a link up or whatever, it is absolutely fantastic. It is a great match, and like I said, I hate watching taped matches. I hate watching matches on YouTube. It is a fantastic match. It really showcases CJ and Brett in a great light. It's really good.
And CJ is one of those guys. He's the current Central Illinois champion in New Midwest Wrestling. He's good. I think now that he's gained a lot of steam as champion. I think him and there's in the past it's always been CJ as the rule breaker, and everybody getting behind Brett as the underdog. And now I think at New Midwest Wrestling it's reversed now, and it's gonna be very interesting to see how that works, if they can pull it off. And I think they can, because I think because it's been that other way before, CJ hasn't been able to show his dynamic as a good fan favorite.
Right.
Harker Dirge is actually a good guy.
And Harker's never worked for New Midwest.
Never, not yet.
I think it's the only promotion he hasn't worked for. Right?
I think so.
But I'd love to have him if the timing and the ability was right. But he's the guy knows his stuff. I mean, the reason he gets around is the reason he's one of the most respected guys in whatever locker room he's in.
Right.
That's fine. The reason he's champion at New Breed, the reason those guys hold him in such high regard, because he can carry himself well. And it's not just him going out and being Harker Dirge that well. It's I've seen his influence in a locker room, and it's really, really refreshing to see somebody that has done a lot of different things other places but not be like, oh, I've done a lot of different things other places. And I've seen how he has talked with some guys and be like, constructive criticism, that kind of thing. But yeah, of course, one of my best friends, Chris Hazard, is a guy being, I wouldn't say held down, but he just, Ali said it in a previous interview that Prince Ali honestly is hands down should be champion everywhere, I should say. But Chris Hazard is a guy that should be, if he gets back on that serious kick, he should be, because he can be as a genuine badass, he can be a legitimate draw and make a lot of money for a place.
Right.
And I wish I was able to have him down at New Midwest more often.
Ali got a lot of crap for kind of breaking character in the Nosebleed interview. What'd you think of that?
I don't think there really was, a break of character at all.
Well, he didn't have his accent that he usually does, or anything.
I don't think.
I was a little.
I don't
concerned.
think. I've never heard him with an accent ever.
I've had an opportunity, obviously, to interview the Madman, and I didn't really want to do that because it goes against kind of his character.
Yeah.
And I've had an opportunity to interview Awesome Kong too, and it goes against her character.
Yeah.
And I kind of felt
And
that
the
same.
mystique.
Yeah, and I kind of felt that same way about Prince Ali when he didn't contact me, but when he contacted about doing a Nosebleed seat, do I really want to interview this guy? Or do I want to have them guys interview this guy because he is such a good character?
Well, I don't think
And I told Mo before he went up there, I said, you need to learn something from this. And everybody needs to learn something from this if we're going to do it.
Prince Ali. I don't think he's truly knee deep in the character everybody thinks he is. I think the best part about him is his truth.
Right.
There's a lot of truth to what he says, to what he does, and I don't think there really was a break of character at all. I think I think out in the ring and what he says, he says everything. Regardless of what you think, whether you believe in his belief system, people go out there and boo him, and he yells at him for it. That's the bottom line.
Right.
You can't hate a guy just because he's telling the truth.
Right.
And I've always liked rule breakers like that. Like, oh, I really want to hate him, but he said something
that makes a point.
Yeah, he's making a good point.
When Mauve and I sit at shows,
Yeah.
and somebody says, a heel says something about a good guy or something that's completely true,
Yeah.
Mauve goes, he's right. He's exactly right. he really can't use that mic very well.
Well, that's the thing, is that then the crowd gets mad because they can't get mad. And
Right,
they're like,
exactly.
crap.
But, Justin, we'll start with you. What's your Central Illinois dream match? If you had it, man, you could do it if somebody paid for it. What would you want?
Well, as far as Central Illinois guys go, I don't know, there's a lot. If I could truly make, I'd like to see Harker Dirge versus Madman.
Oh.
Like Harker Dirge as the rule breaker and Madman.
That was supposed to happen at SLW one time.
Really?
Yep.
Oh, you guys missed the ball.
Yeah.
I would love to see that. I would love to see Guy Smith versus Prince Ali.
Oh, wow.
I really would, especially Guy Smith.
And that's not too far-fetched. That could happen.
Yeah, as he is in New Midwest, as far as this team he's got going there. Other than that, I pretty much, if I wanted, if I truly wanted to go someplace, I could do that. There really is not much of a dream match because a lot of these guys are still establishing themselves.
Right.
I'm still, even as a promoter, I'm still establishing myself, so I never take myself serious enough to be, part of a dream anything.
Right.
Yeah, you heard one of mine.
Yeah, I heard the first one. Out of line. But.
Sorry. I I know they're building towards it now in NGW, and I've always wanted to see it. That's Madman versus Big Papa.
All right.
I think they're just built. I think that'd just be
I completely agree with you.
too
And
awesome.
Remember the whole Crime Fighter book the state fair thing?
Yeah.
That's what Crime Fighter had too, and I thought that was a great match.
I guarantee Big Papa could wipe the floor with Madman.
Didn't Big Papa whip your ass a bunch of times?
Never. I've had more matches with him. I know that guy backwards and forwards, and I've beat him. Well, I think we're neck and neck.
All right. Give him Chuck Power.
I've had more matches with him, I think, than anybody else
I know, you
ever.
told me that before.
This is back when I was doing weekly shows.
see Big Papa, Madman, Team Damn It, Maximum Destruction. Another dream match. I like to see like a Harker Dirge versus Ali actually would be pretty interesting, I think. Especially with Harker, getting that crowd behind him, and Ali being himself. And I would like to see it because all the funny internet stories and stuff, shows and stuff is Asana Eve and Guy Smith, but
Yeah.
that's just for my personal enjoyment.
No. I won't touch it. That was your cue, bud. Bong! Bong!
Madman coming in or something?
Bong! Dude, it's Undertaker.
That's pretty crazy.
Bong!
Okay. What do you guys think the nosebleed seats should do or can do better to cover Central Illinois wrestling?
More text interviews would be easier.
Yeah.
Maybe you wouldn't have to meet anybody. Maybe you could even do phone interviews.
Right.
That would be phenomenal. I mean,
I
then
thought
you
about
could pretty much talk to anybody you wanted to whenever you
I thought about that, and I've actually been meaning to run a test on see how my speakerphone on my phone would work on the mic, and just have not had the opportunity to yet.
Yeah, and then you have you can get programs like on the internet for that. I mean, you got a a web phone. You can do that. There's commercials would be awesome for the TV show, like actual pimping the events. Like I think the TV show, and probably either you're watching this on TV or you're watching this on the internet. It's either or. I think we should have more matches in there. I mean, I've brought that up with the producer before, but
I totally agree with you. I totally agree with you.
because nothing's going to pull a viewer in other than actually seeing the wrestling on there. I mean, right now you have three guys sitting there. That's not going to catch you unless you actually hear us talking about women and sex and money.
And sex.
Come to my wrestling show.
I've never even watched a TV show. It's pretty good.
It's the same thing.
Oh, that's what I
it's
thought.
the exact same thing.
He was comparing it one day, and I'm like, what could possibly be the difference?
It's cut into thirds. But I think any time we get the word out there on anything is a good thing.
Yeah.
I mean, because even if we say my show's on August 23rd in Springfield, visit newmidwest.com. At the end of the show, it's out there one more time than
Right.
you know what I mean. Than it could have been if I didn't.
I know. Add more GAW.
Oh, just ignore us like everybody else does.
Nobody's ignoring you. They're talking about you.
You guys are still open?
One thing about that is, bad publicity, good publicity is still publicity.
Right.
So, you can do a lot of things with your nosebleed thing, seats, show type of stuff. More commercials. You can change your website. I mean, you get Crime Fighter to make it like an online magazine or something, and and have feature stories about certain wrestlers or something like that, and promote GAW in Decatur, Illinois, August 23rd, Skywalker International Sports Complex, or just do other things. Make it like a magazine type thing.
Well, I think because people always ask me there was a big boom and everybody wanted to do cable access, just doing their actual wrestling shows on cable access, and everybody asked me what I wanted to do, and I was like, the thing that a lot of these places do wrong is that these TV shows should be commercials for the live events and nothing but. I mean, you can still show matches, you can still show something, but if you're not pimping the next event as hard as you can, it's not worth it, and all you're doing is feeding your little, you're playing with your toy. And if I was going to do TV, I would do it right that way.
That's the way we'd run it. So.
Real quick, what do you guys think about the national scene? I know you did a lot of defending of the WWE on the Chicago board a couple weeks ago, because they were just, I don't get it either. Like you were saying, they were bitching about CM Punk not having it, and then when he got it, they were about him losing it, you
Yeah,
know,
well,
or
that's the
how
thing.
quick he would lose it. It just
But they
doesn't make any
they
sense.
still knew what to bitch about because they were still watching.
Yeah.
Bottom line.
Exactly. Exactly. That's my biggest complaint is you got a bunch of people that say, I don't watch that crap. I don't watch it. It's stupid. It's stupid. It's stupid. It's stupid. And the minute something happens,
It's stupid because Mike Adamle came out with his hair was kind of parted to the left. I'm like, I'll tell you what, Mike Adamle is honestly, he's my new Candace Michelle. He's becoming more and more improved every time I see him, and he's taking everything that's negative thrown his way in stride. I mean, he's growing. I don't care what anybody says about him. Mike
Did you
Adamle.
call the general manager thing? You text me something about Mike Adamle.
I don't know. I don't remember.
How was it? I think you wanted him on Raw.
Yeah.
That might have been it.
I wanted him, period. It is, I think, honestly, I'd like to see people grow, and it was something different.
Yeah.
There's been nothing like Mike Adamle in all his mess ups. There's been nothing like him on TV for a while, and people, are talking about it. I mean, there's interest there.
Yeah, it's,
I mean, I'm pretty sure Kofi Kingston is going to be world heavyweight champion soon because he loves him some Kofi because he's Jamaican him crazy.
ba-dum-bum-bum.
was
I
thinking
like,
where you get some of this stuff.
I like, well, it was a Mike Adamle thing.
Oh, well,
Yeah.
That's all he did was Jamaican
You're
me
just
crazy.
making me crazy.
He thinks about Kofi all the time.
I like Mike Adamle as general manager. He's the boob that's in charge, basically.
Right.
I think they booked it. I think honestly he's done. I think he's done wonders. Like he's only been on one week so far as of this taping, and I think honestly that was something interesting there.
I mean, well, look at the video that he came out. And he talked to the crowd, and he said, a lot of people did failures, and he showed pictures of everybody, and he showed Ronald Reagan, and
I love Ronald Reagan.
And-
I can't believe he compared himself to him, but that was awesome.
and it's just like people make mistakes, live with it type of thing. All you can do is go up with that, I think.
Yeah,
I mean, and it's just like you saying there's people on the Chicago boards,
it's not just Chicago boards.
Well,
It's all over.
he just pointed it out, the Chicago boards, and it's St. Louis boards too. That not Crime Fighter, CM Punk. I keep committing to Crime Fighter. CM
Oh, and
Punk,
I want to put over the Midwest Wrestling Revival. I think that site's pretty nifty.
Yeah.
that's pretty cool, wasn't it? But it's like the indie scene.
Missouri
I think
Wrestling
they could do more too. I mean, is Carlito even still on the WWE roster?
Yeah, I just saw a poster with him on it, dude. That was awesome. He's got his braids up now, dude. Looks like Madman.
They could do something with him and make him and Kofi Kingston a tag team and make them like the Dominican Wonders or whatever. I don't know, or
Neither of them are Dominican.
or whatever, or where the Bahamas are at,
Baseball been Betty.
All right. Going back to your guys' promos, and like I said, I enjoy all you guys' promo work. What's favorite thing you ever said in the ring?
My favorite promo, or just
favorite promo. He's like, there's so many.
Oh, yeah, no.
I like my the speech I had, promo, whatever you want to call it, right before my Lucky Dane match, where I was talking about how Lucky Dane was the baddest wrestler ever and all that stuff until he met a woman, blah blah blah, and now
I remember that.
And now he's going to lose because of a woman,
Right.
and basically, and if everybody's ever seen the Envy match, it was because of Lizzie O'Shea he lost the belt.
Right.
So.
Oh, me. I don't want to. I hate to bring it up, and I don't like it when we cross that line, especially in shows, in events, and as when I had certain wrestlers from a certain organization out chanting the certain organization's name, and I wasn't supposed to be on the mic that day, but decided that
It needed to be said.
Yeah, it needed to be said, and I ran out and I tore them up, and I had half a place. I had the entire warehouse almost laughing them out of the building.
It was pretty good. It was pretty funny.
That and the time that I was in Baltoberfest, and it was Brett Kakia came out first and I came out second. And when I came out second,
yeah.
I noticed that the middle rope had broke, and Brett Kakia had broke.
No, it's top rope.
The top rope broke during the match.
Oh, okay. That's
Brett broke the middle rope, and his big beefy self, and I had to stall, so I grabbed the microphone,
Right.
and all of a sudden there's this little blonde girl heckling me in the corner, and I tore into her like nobody's business. And this is me being a good guy.
I don't remember that. I remember you saying the smallest guy on the damn roster just broke the rope.
Yeah.
I remember that part.
Yeah, well, there's this girl, and I made fun of her teeth. I said it looked like a box of broken diving boards, and just totally ran her down. And it was so fun because it was a good guy, and these people were honestly sick of this girl screaming for some reason because they were cheering it on, and I don't know. I know whose sister that was too.
Well, there's other things that I said there. People are like, "Oh, that was the funniest thing I've ever heard you say."
Your shirts are always good too. I always like your shirts.
Actually, I said one thing about Crime Fighter, and everybody was just like in shock that I said
Oh, the closet thing?
Yeah.
That was kind of mean.
Yeah.
but it just kind of just came out. I mean, I probably wouldn't have actually really said it to him in person if I wasn't in character, I guess you'd say. But
Right.
it was just one of those things, just diarrhea of the mouth type of thing, and it worked. So.
Well, there was that promotional interview just recently that there was where I established that I was going into business for myself, and take
Yeah, the me, myself, and I thing. Yeah.
that I mean that I don't think about too many promotional interviews, but when I did it then it honestly worked out for the better, because it was one of those interviews where it was like, well, it was one of those times where I'm like speaking the truth and everybody's clapping, and then they realize why I'm saying it, and they're like, oh man,
We hate him again.
Like I said, I've always liked. I like what you're doing now because you're on your own, and I mean you've gone so long with a stable around you, and what you've been doing. I really like what you've been doing. Where's the J.C. Michaels character going from here? What do you think you need to work on, and what do you think you need to get better at?
I think I need to work on, just bettering myself in general. The character-wise is J.C. Michaels needs to establish that he is who he says he is.
Right.
I mean, for years and years, he's been claiming that he is Mr. Everything. He can do it all and all that stuff. Well, now that Kenny O'Brien turned on him, and we're going full force into this big, huge feud, that it's just, and Jackson Pride keeps helping, and it's like, no, stop.
Right.
I don't need your help. I'm here. I do it myself. Stop.
Right.
And that's the story we're building for that. I can basically, J.C. Michaels can go anywhere after that. So.
Right. And Justin, like I said, I've always liked what you.
Sorry, I was miles away.
Like I said, I really enjoyed your ring work the past few times I've been able to see it. I love the Me, Myself, and I, the CEO of Me, Myself, and I thing that you're doing. Where do you see the Justin MacIntyre character going? What do you see that you need to work on and get better at?
Like I said, I don't see myself being too heavily involved in my own events right now. I did, however, orchestrate the big Brett Kakia turn. I helped him with his little problem with CJ Esparza, which will come to a head August 23rd, I'm sure of it.
Now, you told me on the phone that you guarantee me I will never see another Zero Gravity tag team match in New Midwest. I'm putting you on the spot right now.
Yeah.
Is that guarantee still in place?
Yeah.
Never again
Of course.
Zero Gravity will ever team up in New Midwest. As long as you are the promoter of New Midwest. Never.
I can't say never, I can't say never because we
That
never.
one's going out on a little limb too, but
No, I'm not going to do that because there's a lot of nevers I've said and I've had put my foot in my mouth before. But honestly, I can say they're done. I can say that they're done right now, completely. Because they may go somewhere else and be forced to tag team together. Who cares? I mean, New Midwest.
well, no, I'm not. I don't care about Angle Clash and stuff. I'm talking about New Midwest.
No, I'm saying New Midwest. I mean,
Done.
I'm sick of it.
Well, if you need a tag team, I know.
And
Good tag team.
Brett-
They used to wrestle in New Midwest, actually. Drive Through, you ever heard of them? Great tag team.
Yeah, I'll recommend her the Hammerlock show. See how that goes, and move on to GAW, and then maybe, they can give me a call, see if I can fit them in.
But Mr. Everything, King of the Cruiserweights, J.C. Michaels, MySpace.com, J.C. Michaels. Actually, I never did answer you guys. What your guys' company has, nobody else's has.
Okay.
Website. NewMidwest.com, MyGAW.com.
When it gets updated, I'm sorry.
You sent me a text telling me you updated it one time, actually. So that was
You
kind
asked
of cool.
you asked when and where the next show was, and I was like, website, go.
Yeah.
That's honestly a lot of places. If you give them a simple place to go, like the MySpaces are cool. I mean, we have a MySpace. It hasn't been updated in months, but the MySpaces are cool. But they're harder to get to if you go, hey, here, come to this website.
Right.
.org. Here, that's harder to get to. When I say newmidwest.com, that's easy. Put in big bold letters on the flyers, that kind of thing.
Right.
My GAW, even less letters,
But
It is.
Mr. Everything, King of the Cruiserweights, JC Michaels, MySpace.com, JC Michaels. All right. The CEO of Me, Myself, and I, Justin MacIntyre, MySpace.com, the Justin MacIntyre,
Before Brian Kendrick. Before Brandon Espinoza, too.
Thanks, guys. JC Michaels, Mr. Everything, King of the Cruiserweights, the CEO of Me, Myself, and I, Justin MacIntyre. Always a pleasure, guys. It's been fun. This is so much fun. This is probably my favorite one today, honestly. It really was.
I think you said today.
Today.
I want to do 5 of them.
Today. This was so awesome. Thank you guys so much. I'm Chris Lee, MySpace.com, the Nosebleed Seats. If you guys haven't checked that out yet, make sure you check it out. Next up, after these guys, one of the greatest wrestlers ever in Central Illinois. Both these guys, I think, would agree with that. Ryan Phoenix, one-on-one with Moab.
Oh, he'll be at the August 23rd at New Midwest, too. I just want to point that out.
And almost,
September 13th.
almost JW on August 23rd, but
Yeah.
JW also in
Booked him
September. But good stuff from Ryan Phoenix. You've never had an opportunity to watch Ryan Phoenix. He's phenomenal, and he is starting to take outside bookings outside of NGW, which would reason he's on New Midwest and will soon be on GAW.
September
So
13th.
big things coming out of Ryan Phoenix. That should be a fantastic interview. So enjoy, and he's promised not to smoke during the interview also.
There you
So
go.
You can expect it all you want to.
so that should be a good time. Justin MacIntyre, JC Michaels, Chris Lee, thanks again, guys. Have a good day.
Bye, Rhiannon.